banker? Raise your hand. What does a banker, what's his job or her job? Retail banker is usually, they are out there to get deposits, right? Deposit, that's how they perform. And investment banker, he actually takes you IPO for initial public offering. So there's a huge difference between a banker and retail banker and investment banker. Investment banker is a rainmaker. You know, he actually raises the money, millions, billions of dollars actually for your company. And on the other hand, the retail banker is going out, he's looking for high net worth people, right? So that's the huge difference. So how the banker dresses and how the investment banker dresses. There's a tremendous difference there. And you know, the investment banker, because he's he's the rainmaker, he has to dress luxuriously. You know, he's like the money's pouring out of him. I have dressed a lot of investment bankers, so I know it's different. So I can relate to you. By the way, I've dressed more than 50,000 men and women in my lifetime. That means I've seen all coloration, all body types, I've seen all designations, I've seen all industries, I've seen all segments. So I think I'm quite relevant to you. And the third is that my education is applied fashion technology. Now guess what? That's the top university. All the big designers have gone there. All the big designers. It's a huge, huge institution, the fifth largest ever in the world. And so I would say that I learned the nitty-gritty from there. So let me tell you this, I have a detailed combination. Logic from engineering, how the business world operates from business school, and then the nitty-gritty of fashion, trends, image from FIT. Now you might say that, okay, I'm going to dress Governor of New York. Governor of New York, Pakistani guy with this skin tone, and with this, okay, my accent was bad at that time, you know, maybe not that bad. But anyway, going in front of him, a little story, if you want to hear that. Yes. Okay. So, how do I get an appointment with the governor? Do you think it's easier to get an appointment with the governor? Especially like, you know, a guy like me, you know, just came from Pakistan. So, I figured it out. You know, in life, you must figure out how to connect with people. If she can't figure it out, I mean, dressing is, you know, like once you will get an appointment. If I don't get an appointment, hey, I won't get a chance to meet. But what the hell, whatever I'm wearing doesn't matter. I'm not getting the appointment. You're not getting the appointment with the people who want to hire you. So what are you going to do? So I figured out, okay, Hamid Saeed, you don't have a family here, you're not American, you're not white, you're not this, you're not that. So how are you going to cut across and how do you? There's always a shortcut, remember that. You have to figure out what the shortcut is because you are coming out of the gates. You know, this is beside dressing, this is the bonus I'm giving you. So anyway, I figured out, like, okay, how I'm going to get the access. Now in America, there are two parties, as you know, Republican, Democrats, right? And I found out that if I donate money, I can have the access. Now over there, it's a very structured way. Pakistan, there are many other ways to donate money, yeah, unfortunately. But anyway, over there is that, okay, you can donate money to any party. And there's a limit. And the limit is $1,000. You could be a millionaire, you could be a billionaire, you could be an ordinary citizen, you cannot donate more than $1,000. So guess what? I started donating $1,000 yearly, not every day and every month, you know, in the year. So I donated, and they called me. They said, Mr. Saeed, we are very grateful that you are supporting our party. What can we do for you? That's what they told me. I said, no, sir, nothing, because I didn't have any need. And the next year came, and I donated $1,000. And they again called me. I said, no, I have no need. And the third year, again, I donated again $1,000. And then they called me again, and I said, yes, sir. I said, you can do something. So by that time, I was ready. I was ready with my 5 pieces of dressing. I was out of the gates, and I wanted to hit big. I didn't want to start small. This is for you guys also who are going to start your own with your business. How many of you would like to start your own businesses? Quite a many. Now let's say you have come up with a formula, you have come up with a product, you have come up with a service, Where are you going to start? Where are you going to start? Are you going to start at the bottom or are you going to start at the top? Where? Most probably at the bottom. Most probably at the bottom. You know, I would think, say, oh, you're not sure, you know, it's probably going to work, I don't have the confidence, I'm going to go in front of people, I don't know whether they're going to buy it or whether they're not going to buy it, so I'm going to start with a small guy, small company. I didn't think this. I said, no, I have a very compelling formula, 5 pieces of dressing, which I will, inshallah, share with you in detail, as much as I can, time allows me. So I said, no, I'm going to go to the top. I am going to go to the top. I'm coming out of the gates, I got a compelling. By the way, I checked out my formula. Guess what? I did a focus group. Anybody marketing student? Focus groups, right? I did a focus group. Who did I do the focus group? I had some friends, I had some circle. There were guys from Harvard, there were guys from Wharton School of Pennsylvania, Columbia, Ivy Leaguers. So I rolled out my formula. I said, what do you think? They said, hey, you got a winning formula here. So I was confident. So anyway, so they said, okay, so who do you want to see? I said, the governor of New York. I said, let's go to the top. So they said, they'll call me back. And in about a couple of days, they called me back. They said, okay, you can go and meet the governor. So they gave me an appointment about a week from that time on. So what I did, now this is another lesson for you. When you have an appointment, you do your homework. Don't just go in there. Thorough homework. Whoever you're going to meet, let's say you're going to have a job appointment, right? Job, you know, whatever interview, whatever. I mean, go into the company's website, go into the company's social media, look at the people who are running that company, look at the people, look at the pictures, look at everything, read their mission statement, read their, vision statement, figure out, and also figure it out, this way, this company for you or not. I mean, it's a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. You're intelligent people, you're at the top, you know, so figure out that, you know, do you want to work for this company or not? But more importantly, figure out what this company is all about. So guess what? I learned everything about the government. Obviously, I was living there, I was interested in politics, so I knew quite a bit about him. But more importantly, what I learned was, and what I tried to find was, what type of clothing he likes. Because my appointment is not for politics, my appointment is for anything else. So I saw what colors he likes, I saw what styles he likes, I saw tons of pictures. Because I knew that I have only one shot, one small window. Remember, when you get the opportunity, a big opportunity, you cannot blow it. You're not going to get it again and again. So anyway, I'm all worked out and all this. I've done my homework. I go in there. You know, his room, his office was as big as this auditorium. Probably even maybe bigger than this. So, as soon as I walked in, he was all the way over there, and you know what? He got out of his seat. In Pakistan, what they do? I don't have to tell you. You have to come, and you are lucky if the person looks at you like this. You have to walk all the way over there, and you have to make known your presence. I'm not saying everybody. There are a lot of very gracious people here as well. So anyway, he came all the way and almost met me halfway, and he shook my hand. Can you please come here? I want to give you a demo. So he's the governor, and I'm Hamid Saeed, okay? So he shook my hand like this, and then he goes like that. So do you feel anything here? Do you feel anything here? What do you feel? What do you feel? Do you feel warmth? Do you feel my friendship? Okay. Thank you. Give him a big hand. That's how he shook hands. Now, make sure you do not do it to the lady. There's a warning. Oh, and then blame me. You know, he came, he said, oh, shake hands, and then go like that. No. That's not our culture. That's not our culture. By the way, not even in America. You can't do that. So I shook hands and said, oh, you're the dressing guy. I said, yes, sir. So he said, I've been wearing suits all my life. Suit, shirt, tie. What's so special you can tell me? What do you think how hard this question was? You think it's an easy question? I mean, he could not ask me a harder question than that. Now guess, if I don't land on my feet with this answer, do you think he's going to allow me to continue or maybe give me a chance to really hear me out? Do you think if I give him like a very lightweight answer, do you think he's going to consider I'm a heavyweight guy or a lightweight guy? Now what's the lightweight answer? Lightweight answer is, oh sir, I can make a better suit than this. पाकिस्तान क्या कहते हैं? वो ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है. मैं तो यूँ कर दूँगा, मैं वो कर दूँगा. किसी गाने से बात करके देखूँ. Sorry, मैं कहीं.
नहीं sir.
Anyway, so let me stand here in front of the video. So anyway, so I was under tremendous pressure, and you know I don't have a lot of time to think. Do you think he called me up? These people called me up and told me what question he's going to ask me? I was not prepared for it. So let me tell you this. When you are under tremendous pressure, that's the time to perform. That's the time to perform. I hope that by the pressure that you've taken here, taking a very, very rigorous course, this and that has prepared you for that. So I said, sir, I have something very unique. He said, very unique? What's that? I said, sir, I have developed 5 pieces of dressing. He said, 5 pieces of dressing? Oh my God. He said, I've never heard about that. I said, sir, if you allow me, I can just share with you. He said, sure, go ahead. I said, sir, first P is pigmentation. By the way, I'm going to skip that when I'm going there because I'm telling you about pigmentation right now. So I said, sir, first P is pigmentation. He goes, he said, pigmentation. He said, I understand the word pigmentation. I mean, I'm not a naive guy. I mean, he's a lawyer, he's a governor. I mean, his vocabulary is like out of this world. He said, I understand pigmentation. What it has to do with me? I said, a whole lot. I said, I'm talking about not the color. I'm talking about the color of your eyes, your skin tone, your hair. And he said, all that. I said, what has to do with me? What has to do with my dressing? I said, a whole lot, sir. And as soon as the opportunity, I had done my homework. And I took my gadgets out and took my fabrics out and I started draping him. Because I knew if I get him involved, you know. So I kind of, there was a big mirror there. I said, would you move here? And I started, like, I had big swatches like this. And guess what, how many swatches I had? I knew that he only likes blue colors. So I had 15 shades of blue that I took with me. And I didn't start looking and this, you know, I just pulled them up. I said, sir, I'm going to drape, I'm going to, a different shade, I'm going to show you, and tell me which shade looks good on you. How many are wearing glasses? Sir, you're wearing glasses. How, when you go for, pick a glass, the lens, what do? They go, do you like this one? Do you like this one? They keep on changing lenses, right? So I keep on changing that. And he kept on thinking, fascinating, fascinating, fascinating. He just was only fascinated. Because I'm fascinated by what you're doing. And then he goes, and while I'm still, narrowing me down the option, he said, but this is not what they tell me. That's what he says. This is not what they tell me. I said, sir, I know what they tell you. He said, do you know what I was talking about? Are you also a fortune teller? I said, no, sir, I'm not a fortune teller, but I know what you're talking about. Now, I definitely knew what he was talking about. He was talking about the designers. But this guy's not a, Joe Schmo, he's not a little guy. I mean, he has designers, he must go to Milan, must go to Paris, he has the means, he can go there, he can buy any clothing. So I said, the designers, sir, I said, you're talking about designers. I said, I know what they tell you, sir. He said, what they tell me? I said, they tell you what's in and what's out. What color is in, what color is out. And I'm telling you, sir, what looks good on you. And he kept on again saying, fascinating, fascinating. By the way, at the end, we decided that we would narrow down to 2 swatches. 15 shades of blue that I was trying to do. And finally, both of them really looked very good on him. And he said, I said, sir, which one? I said, it's your call. You're the wearer, it's your call. So he goes, how about this one? I really like this one. And then I pulled the other one down, I put it away, and they said, sir, I have a question. He said, go. I said, why do you like this one? Why do you like this one? I know you like this one, why do you like this one? And he goes, I think my skin glows in it. And you know something? That's what I say when I do my presentation. When you're going to be wearing the right color, Now I'm talking about that color, I'm not talking about the bottom. I'm talking about only that color which is closer to your face. It could be your hijab, ma'am. It could be your tie. It could be your shirt. It could be your jacket. It could be anything which is closer to the face. The science is this now, that as soon as you wear this color, which is the right color, your skin will glow, your eyes will become more robust, more vibrant, and you have a lot of energy in you. You will look very fresh. And if you wear the wrong color, guess what happens? You look tired, you look lethargic, you look lazy. And you know how many times, like, we meet somebody and we get compliments. Sometimes we get a compliment. Man, you look great. Sorry, you look good. Or, to a friend, hey man, you look good today. Now guess what's happening on that day? We are wearing the right color. We get the compliment. I can promise you this. And now you're the same guy, same person, same guy meets you a week later. कोई प्रॉब्लम है, मसला है, बीमार तो नहीं हो, जॉब पे प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं, and say, I'm okay, and but I am feeling strong, but he or she is telling me the same person, week later or 10 weeks, and I can guarantee you if you go back there and see what you're wearing the wrong color, so that means you look tired, that means you look lethargic. Coming back to the story of governor. So he goes past, he says, okay, he says, Hamid, I'm sold on it. He says, I wish I had the time to listen to the other 4 P's, but I'm sold. So the next step, I guess, is I'm going to call you for another meeting, and then you can make me an outfit. I said, sir, with due respect, that another time, I don't know when it's going to come. Because the governor, he might give me an appointment a year later. So I said, sir, if you don't mind, I have my tailor here. We can take your measurement right now. She said, you mean you brought your tailor here? I said, yes, sir. He said, how do you know I was going to order? I said, sir, I just took a wild guess. If you're ready, you're a busy guy, So he said, okay, bring him in. Again, do your homework. If you don't do your homework, you cannot go in there and interview, say, oh, sir, this and that, and all that. Do your homework. Study the company, study their mission statement, and also be prepared what they may ask you. The one loaded question every interview is going to ask you, it's not my topic, but I'm going to just take a minute on this. They're going to say, tell me about yourself. Am I right, man?
Yes, sir.
If they don't ask you this, I'll be very surprised. Very, very. Maybe the wording is a little bit different. Tell me yourself. So what are you going to say? What are you going to say? Typical answer of most people say, my name is Hamid Saeed. Wait, they already know me. They got all the information. No, they're asking. And the other thing they're going to ask you is, how are you going to be able to contribute here in this company? What is so special that you can do that somebody else cannot do? So be prepared to answer these questions. So anyway, I brought in a tailor, and we took some measurement. Thank God I was ready, I prepared, and I took an order from him. I delivered the order. Long story making, long story, very, very long story short. His secretary called me about a week later. He says, the governor loves the outfit. Loves the outfit, that's the word. And so, just one opening. I was on the map of the United States of America. Now, story goes forward. After dressing so many people, after dealing with so many people, president of Bar Association in New York, think of all the people. Try to meet a president of Bar Association here in Pakistan. Think what he think of himself, or how he is proud and all that. So anyway, another guy comes to my mind. Barcoding सुनी है, barcoding के बिना तुम चल भी नहीं सकते ना. हर चीज पर barcoding. उसका ये inventor है, उसका नाम था Jerome Schwartz. He was also my client. Now these are heavyweight people. I mean, if they went by their culture, this and that, they will go to the top designers. But they gave me an opportunity, just to call the land of opportunity in the United States. So anyway, you might ask me, what the hell I'm doing here in Pakistan with all these accomplishments. So I want to tell you that, and then I'm going to quickly move into the presentation. But this was also the presentation. By the way, I gave the whole thing about coloration and all this. After that, you will never buy a wrong color. If you buy a wrong color, you are wasting your money. Actually, I want to ask you something right now. Matt, you have a lot I'm sure.
Yeah.
And when you stand in front of the closet, what do you say? I have a lot of clothes, but nothing to wear.
Exactly.
All the girls, my sisters, my family, they all say the same thing. Yeah? Am I right or wrong?
Exactly, sir.
So what happened? There are a lot of clothes here. Now, my next question to you is, what percentage of your clothes in your closet you wear?
I think 5%.
5. She is very, very generous. I mean, I usually say 20%. She says 5%. You know, she's about right, 5%, 5, 10%. So what happened, ma'am, with the 90% of the clothes? Why don't you wear them? I'll tell you why don't you wear them. Because you look at them, you say, no, this I've worn before. Then you look at this is most of the biggest reason. And the other is like, oh, this style is now good, this cut is now good, meeting is this, occasion is this color, I don't know what I was thinking when I bought this color, and maybe it's faded, maybe this style, or no way. Tons of reasons. Guess what? They are all buying mistakes. Buying mistakes. This is the answer that I give. You know, people ask me, oh, please stop. Hamid Saeed, मुझे ये मत बताइए कि मेरे पास तो पैसे ही नहीं है, budget नहीं है, I have no money. Students से पूछा, वो कहता है budget. Okay, why your belt is so rugged? Why holes are so big? Why threads are coming out of this? Why it looks like it's such an old belt? तो मुझे बताइए क्या? सर budget ही नहीं है, पैसे ही नहीं है. अच्छा. Before COVID, I used to ask them, snooker के frame कितने खेले? Snooker कितने? Sir, वो तो you know. चलो छोड़ो. तो burger कितने खाए? Burger के तो bad life क्या है? Pizza कितने deliver करवाए? So I said, you had money. This belt cost only about 1,500 rupees. मैं Gucci की belt की बात नहीं कर रहा. By the way, never wear any fake belt. Gucci, Versace, VC, सदर बाजार में जो 150 रुपए की बिकती है, 200 रुपए की बिकती है. Never try to look fake. If you look fake, let me tell you this, people don't like fake people. आप इंटरव्यू में जाते हैं, कभी इसी हरकत ना करें. Don't ever do that. For the ladies also. So 1,500 rupees. He has the 1,500 rupees. He just didn't want to spend the right thing. So it's a matter of priority. So anyway, what the hell I'm doing here in Pakistan? You know, one day I was sitting in my living room, this honest to God story that I'm telling the truth. And I said to myself, I said, you know, Hamid, you have done a lot for yourself, your family, your business. Ma'am, please say that to me. I'm going to be here only for 30 minutes and you have the conversation. Sorry.
नहीं sir.
Okay, anyway, because you'll learn something here. So I said to myself, I've done a lot for myself, my family, my business, but what have I done for my country? I'm talking about this country. You know, this country where I was born, which gave me my identity. You know, I say that I'm a citizen of the United States, but I think I'm the first-class citizen of Pakistan. You know why? Because Pakistan will never throw me out. Never throw me out. So I started thinking about that. Then I realized I've done nothing. I just took and took. I've not given back anything. If I send some money to my family, it's not a big deal. Everybody does that. Even if you have labor there, you can just send some money. So then I said to myself, no, I gotta do something. And then I started thinking about, say, okay, you know, I'm going to go to Pakistan. And then I started thinking about this. I said, you know, what do I have? I don't have any technology. I don't have any, something mega project like Dr. Qasim Ali Shah had. Thank God, God bless his soul. He decided to come to Pakistan. He could have made billions of dollars in Holland. I can assure you that. So thank God he came here, and thank God Allah helped us, and we are safe today. So I said, I have nothing like that. Shaukat Khan is a reality, right? Whether you like the guy or not, it's a reality. So I said, I don't have a project like that. So I said, okay, Hamid, what are you going to do there? And then I started thinking about all my capabilities and all that. I said, you know something? I've got so many people. And I know if I can go to Pakistan, I can share my knowledge with them. And then my motivation, if any of you come from affluent segment of society, that's great, God bless you. But I said, I'm going to go there, I'm going to work with people who come from remote areas, and they're intelligent, they're bright, they get into good universities, the best universities, they go to LUMS, they go to IBA, they go to, by the way, I'm a visiting faculty at CSA, Civil Services Academy. So all people come there, you know, all these bureaucrats, you know, that come there. So they come from different backgrounds, and I said to myself, if I can make a contribution, I can make a level playing field for them. In other words, I could go there, I could talk to them, because they have everything except grooming, unfortunately. So that's why I'm in Pakistan. And God has been very kind to me, people of Pakistan have been very, very good to me. You know, like I said, I've been in top institutions. They gave me the opportunity to talk. I'm very happy. It's a very prestigious university. Thank you for inviting me today. And I'm very, very glad to be talking to some very bright and I would say intelligent students like you guys. So that's the story, and now let's see whatever time is left here. We're going to be...
so we do have 45 minutes.
45. Okay, thank you very much for all the gymnastics. Okay, how do I move this? Okay, is it going to go here, this way? Okay, all right. Yeah, that would be great. All right. Yeah. Okay, good. That's excellent. Okay, so we covered my first issue. Like, officer. Yeah, come demo. Okay, I think that's good enough. All right, guys, I need quiet and, you know, just like 45 minutes, believe it or not, if you will pay attention to me. Okay, I want to tell you something about also the girls who are here, females over here. Why you should listen to what I have to tell you about guys, how they should dress. I'll give you a couple of reasons. One reason is that all over the world, when a man dresses, guess what? Who he asks? Either he asks his spouse, honey, how do I look? Honey says, you look absolutely stunning. And honey may look terrible, because she has to say, soon it's going to be her turn too, you know. So, you should know how honey should actually look. Okay? If you will have one day honey, obviously, inshallah, you will. Second thing, you are also a sister, yeah? And you're also a daughter, and then you're also a cousin. So you're dealing with, you have a lot of men in your family that you're dealing with, and all of them, they do one way or the other come to you. Okay, how do I look? How do I look? Okay, and or if they don't ask you, you still tell them how do they look. You look terrible. You know, you look great. So let's take this story forward. One day you're going to be mother, inshallah, hopefully. And then one day you're going to have a son, hopefully, inshallah. And then one day you're going to have a son who's going to be 25 years old. I'm taking you way, way down there, up there. And then one day he's going to apply for a job. And then one day he's going to come, he's going to get dressed up. Yeah, I mean, two important days in anybody's life is once they are going for a job interview or getting a job, and the other one when they're getting married. Right? So he's going to say, Mama, how do I look? So if Mama doesn't know, tie length should be here up to the buckle of the belt. Let's say your boy is wearing ties up here or very long. How would you be able to tell them? What's the size or what's the weight of it? So there's a lot of motivation for you to, don't tune me out when I'm talking about men. I'll tell you, a lot of things about you too, but don't tune me out. So that's the reason. Now about myths. Myth number one. Is education more important, skill set more important, training more important, or dressing more important? Okay, anybody? Let's do this all one. Yes, ma'am.
I think dressing is that first element that a person looks in with, so I think that's more important, and then...
So you think dressing is more important? Anybody else? So you look like a scholar here. Me? Please, yes.
Yeah, I think so. That dressing is more, because it's the first impression that I make.
First impression. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody on the education side? Education is more important, experience is more important, skill set is more important. Raise your hand. Anybody think that way? Now let me tell you this. I'm a dressing guy. It's very easier for me to agree with you. So dressing is the most important. But dressing is not the most important thing. Let me tell you the reason why. Let's say somebody comes to me, he looks very disheveled, he looks very sloppy, he looks very messy. I dress him up. I say, hey, now you're dressed to kill. But the guy has no education. The person has no skill set, no training. Guess what happens when this person is going to open his mouth? He or she is going to fall flat on their face. So I think education comes first, experience comes first, training comes first, and that's why you're here. So this is the big myth, you know, and I just know. Oh my God. This guy follows me wherever I go, Zuckerberg. People tell me, Hamid साहब आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं प्रोफेशनल ड्रेसिंग की उधर से आप आए यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स से उधर तो एक बंदा है उसका नाम है मार्क जुकरबर्ग वो बड़ा कामयाब बंदा है बड़ा he's a very very big businessman how dare and he wears only t-shirts and jeans and how dare you come and tell us oh you gotta wear a tie you gotta wear a jacket and you gotta look professional this and that whole bit so what do you have to say to that so once they gave me enough lectures on this. You know, I give lectures and they give me lectures as soon as I'm walking out. By the way, this education, this slide that I put in after getting a lot of lecture. You know, when I used to like finish my lectures, people will come, so you want to talk about dressing? Don't you think education is more important? Now in my mind, I was thinking about, I'm the dressing guy, I'm just going to, you know, this is prerequisite, you know. I just took it for granted. But now I have it like, you know, caveat here. No, I know this. So same story with this. So Mark Zuckerberg wears, how many people don't know, who does not know Mark Zuckerberg? Anybody? Oh, all know Mark Zuckerberg, right? What does he wear? What does he wear normally?
T-shirt.
T-shirt and jeans.
Casual.
Why do you think he wears t-shirts? Anybody? Take a crack. Why does he wear t-shirts?
Because his position allows him to wear whatever he wants.
Whatever. He's the boss. Hey, he's a very successful guy, man. You're right. You know, it could be another reason. It could be a reason. What else?
Maybe he feels really comfortable in that
Comfort. Okay, you know, hey, you know, I'm my own boss. I run this company. I'm going to feel comfortable. By the way, a lot of people think this way. They go to work. They say, hey, first I want to be comfortable. It's all about comfort, not about career. It's about comfort. Okay, anybody else? Now let me tell you what he says, why he wears t-shirts and jeans. Because, you know, from the horse's mouth. He said, I wear t-shirts and jeans, especially the same t-shirt and jeans, same color, because I have no time to think in the morning. That's his ration. I have no time to think in the morning. What color shirt, what color tie, what color suit, what color this, so I wear the same thing. I go in there, my wardrobe is pretty much streamlined. I take it, I go to work. Now, does it make sense? Obviously, it makes sense. But the question is, does he wear t-shirt and jeans all the time? In most of the cases, he does wear t-shirt and jeans. But you know something? This guy is not a fool. This guy is not a fool. He wears clothing according to the situation. It's called situational dressing that I believe in and I advocate. Situational dressing means, what's the situation? Now, a big event happened in his life not too long ago, or 2-3 years ago. There was a breach of data, customer data. This was a criminal investigation, and this was done by the highest court in the United States, which is the Congress and Senate. So he was brought in to testify. And guess what he was wearing on that day? Suit. Not only suit, my friend. He was wearing impeccable suit. Not only impeccable suit, the tailoring, the colors, the whole 9 yards. Does anybody know GQ magazine? Have you heard about GQ magazine? It's the Bible of style, so to speak. He looked like he was a cover boy on that. Now on that day, how did he find time? How did he find time? He said he had no time. He found all the time to look at, you know something? He was not stupid, he was not a fool. You know why he did that? The reason he did that was because he knew that had he worn t-shirt and jean, by the way, is their culture, not our culture, right? It was born there, not born here. So had he worn t-shirt and jeans, those senators, those Congress people, they would have nailed him. You know why they would have nailed him? Not because he's wearing t-shirt and jeans. They would have nailed him because they would have said, this guy has no respect for us. So guess what the essence of this is? It's all about showing respect. So when you're going to go for a job interview, don't like say, hey, you know, I am me. I am a free person. I can do whatever the heck I want. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to rock the boat. I am going to go against the grain. Don't do that. Show respect. If you're not going to show respect, let me tell you this. Ma'am, I just heard this in one of a big company. I'm working with a lot of HR people, and they shared this story with me. And they said this guy, Pakistani guy, he was graduated from Harvard Business School. He came in Pakistan. He said, you know, he's going to work here. But then he had a chip on his shoulder, you know. He thought he's the it guy, you know, very arrogant, very, you know, whatever they want to call him. And he goes into the job into wearing t-shirt and jeans and, you know, joggers and all this. They, you know, they knew that he's from Harvard because obviously he had filled the form and everything. And that person was also in that, you know, interviewing one of the panels there. And he shared this story with me. He said, as soon as we saw that, and we knew he's from Harvard, and we said, you know something, get out of here. We're not going to have an interview because you don't have the right attitude. You're not showing respect. So you must show respect. This is why I'm bringing this story to you. He showed respect. Now I'm going to show you, there are a couple of other stories, I don't have time, but I'm going to show you quickly, if you can show the next video. And this is another image consultant from England. And let's see what he says about him wearing the suit on that day. If we can run that. I mean, I don't know how you can do that. I think from here.
Do you need to minimize the screen?
It's a very interesting video.
Far too many young men these days buy their first suit. Far too many young men these days buy their first suit far too late. And even more regrettable is the fact that the reason they don a suit for the first time is the worst reason imaginable. The reason why those young men buy their first suit is their appearance in legal proceedings of some sort. They're wearing a suit because they've done something bad. Let me give you a recent example. This young man here, let's call him Mark, got into hot water because he sold some product to some very unsavory people. Young men end up in court for this kind of thing every day. Usually the product in question is a psychoactive substance of some sort. But in this case, the product happened to be the bright lights of you, me, and a gazillion other people. Of course, there was an outcry, and poor Mark ended up in front of an angry mob of US senators. And Mark did what all juvenile delinquents do. He put on a suit as a disguise. He faked respect. What about showing some real respect before things go downhill? Respect for your company, your colleagues, your customers, your business partners. Because that's why you wear a suit, to show some respect. So here's your lesson, Mark. Don't just put on a suit when you think it counts. Respect is something that you need to show every day.
So this is the estimate. Move to the next
So
slide.
you can change.
Okay. Recording. So it's all about showing respect. And I tell you something, if you do not show respect, you know, by the way, showing respect is in our culture. It's ingrained in our culture. Is it possible that we invite some people at our home and then we don't dress up? At least, like, you know, we look decent. Is it okay that for us, if somebody invites us and we go to their home or whatever, or even to a party or even to a wedding, that we just go in there and we just look very The answer is no. Guess what we're doing at that time? We're showing respect. So in your job, at your job interview, you must show respect. You must show respect to the organization. You must show respect to the people that you are interviewing. You know, there are a lot of people that I, had an opportunity to talk to. One name is Kamran Lashri. He's a very, very established bureaucrat and very big, I would say, in business and all this. Right now, he's the DG of Wall City in Lahore. He's beautifying all the building. I happened to talk to him. I said, sir, you have been on the board and all this. I said, you are interviewing a lot of people. I said, what do you look for people that, And he said to me, he said, I'm not looking for expensive dressing. I'm not looking for what brand you're wearing. I'm looking for the people that were wearing clothes. I'm looking at them. I'm seeing that do they show respect to themselves and to the organization. So if there's one lesson that I can give you, and that is that don't take it lightly. Do not take it lightly. If you want to know some stats, I can share some stats with you. Recently, a big study has been done in Pakistan, and they say the third biggest reason why you cannot be selected or not selected or rejected from a job situation is this, because your appearance is not what it should be. Appearance you lack in the right appearance. So that's how important it is. So anyway, brand versus commodity. I can easily tell you, you look decent, you look nice, you look, put together, crease honi chahiye, shoe polish honi chahiye, all that, You have heard this so many times already. You might say, okay, so what's new? What's new? So I'm telling you what's new here. Now I'm talking about you as a person, okay? Do you think you're a brand? You know what brand is, right? You have marketing people, all the BBA, MBA people should know what the brand is, all the brands, different brands. Do you personally think yourself, are you a brand or you're a commodity? How about you, man?
Brand.
Brand. You think you are a brand?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to ask you this. Okay, how many other people or the students think they are a brand? You raise your brand? All of them. Okay. You think you are a brand. Now let me tell you a little bit about brand. Brand always is consistent. Brand is always consistent. I mean, think of McDonald's. We see the M, the big M. Guess what? M is like the identification, that's the brand. Now imagine one day M is very thin, one day M is very fat, one day M is flat, one day M is different position, colors different, this, that, whole bit. Do you think it will still be the brand? Maybe not. Same is with us. Do we look consistent? Do we look consistent? And the answer you will say no, we don't look consistent. And that's the problem. When I came to Pakistan, people said, "Hum sab kya? आप पाकिस्तान में आए, हम लोगों को बताने आए हैं कि हमें कैसे ड्रेसअप करना है, कि हमें ड्रेसअप करना नहीं आता." So they asked me this question. They still ask me this question where I go. And I said, "नहीं यार, not dare ever think of this." So they said, "So what's the problem? What's the problem?" I said, "The problem is this, that one day a person looks very, very good. Oh my God, just like the cover of magazine. And the other day you look a week later, you look at that person, he or she looks somewhat good. And then a week later you see the same person, is she the same person? She's the same person. So the problem is of consistency. So I would highly, highly recommend, build yourself as a brand. Now the real issue for building a brand is, guess what? You're going to command a better proposal, financial package. Brand is not sold cheap. They are not sold cheap. Commodities are sold cheap. So I would say that you must, and for that you need a signature look. We'll talk about how to do a signature look. We went through, I needed a lot of money to dress up. थोड़ी सी बात कर लेते हैं कुरान में क्या, what's हमको मुसलमान, हम ड्रेसिंग में मुसलमान के बारे में बात नहीं करेंगे कि कुरान में क्या इंस्ट्रक्शन है. So then I think we'll not be focused. Maybe not the focus right. So कुरान में अल्लाह ताला फरमाते हैं, ये मैं आपके सामने एक आयत रखी उसका तर्जुमा रखा हूँ कि तीन मकासद हैं. There are three purposes. One is सतर ढांपना, जिसको हम सब जानते हैं. I don't have to explain it to you. उसमें आप कैसे हिजाब करते हैं या कैसे अपने कवर करते हैं. Men, women के लिए हदूद मुकर्रर करती हैं, limitations हैं. So I'm not going to talk much about that. And the other purpose is to protect yourself. अल्लाह ताला कहते हैं कि लिबास बनाया प्रोटेक्शन के लिए। प्रोटेक्शन किस चीज़ है? अपने हम जिस्म को प्रोटेक्ट कर सकें, अपनी बॉडी को प्रोटेक्ट कर सकें। क्यों अल्लाह चाहता है कि प्रोटेक्ट कर सकें? बिकॉज अल्लाह लव्स अस। कहते हैं ना 70 मदर्स से ज़्यादा अल्लाह लव्स अस। Maybe it's just a figure, maybe 70,000 mothers, maybe 700,000 mothers. You know? So Allah loves us. He doesn't want us to get hurt. जैसे एक मदर अपने बच्चे को हर्ट नहीं करना चाहती, जैसे वो इन्फेंट होता है उसको कैसे वो सर्दियों में she wraps him or her up, and so गर्मियों में she makes sure that he's comfortable, she's comfortable, the infant. So Allah Taala नहीं चाहते हम होते. That means अल्लाह ताला ने नकल दिया है सर्दी में क्या पहनना है, गर्मी में क्या पहनना है, तूफान में क्या पहनना है, बारिश में क्या पहनना है. If we go out hiking, this and that, what are we going to wear? If we're in the army, what are we going to wear? I mean, I'm wearing a two-piece suit. Do you think it's good for the army? I mean, obviously not. I cannot fight. I'll be like covering all the... So I need maybe a fatigue, maybe I need a cover. If I'm in law enforcement, maybe I need a bulletproof vest. So Allah Ta'ala has protection. But the third reason, that's why we're here in my presentation here, and that means Allah ने कहा कि लिबास बनाया ज़ीनत के लिए, खूबसूरती के लिए. Reason why? क्योंकि अल्लाह ताला खूबसूरत है खुद. I mean, beauty is like absolute beauty in him. And then the world he has created is even beautiful. I mean, we go outside, we look at sky. You know how beautiful sky is. How beautiful flowers are. How beautiful, water is. How beautiful seas, ocean is. How beautiful. Every beauty is all over. I have seen quite a bit of work. Beauty is all over. So Allah wants us to also look beautiful because Allah is beautiful himself. But there is one caveat. Remember that. You're going to look beautiful. You're going to look great. But the caveat is, anybody knows what the caveat is? What's the warning? The warning is this, that we should not feel proud of it. We should not feel arrogant. We should not feel, जिसे कहते हैं ना फख्र करना. उसमें क्या होता है कि उसमें फिर you start looking down at people and फख्र करने वाला बंदा आपको नजर आ जाता है. मैं आपको बताता हूँ कैसे फख्र करने वाला बंदा. जो बंदा modest होता है, जो बंदा his feet are planted on earth, वो normal बात करता है. जो इसमें arrogance है ये उसकी नाक कहाँ चली जाती है, यहाँ चली जाती है. उसकी गर्दन कहाँ चली जाती है, ऐसे चली जाती है. उसका सर कहाँ चले जाता है, ऐसे चले जाता है. He is looking down at people. He's looking down at people. Make sure you never do that. I want you to look great. I will teach you how to look great, but I have no part of this that if you build arrogance in you. And I tell you what, if you build arrogance in you, it's bad to destruction. Sooner or later, you're going to fall. You're going to fall. So that's one. Looking beautiful. Now this is the crux of my presentation. This is the crux of my presentation. You see this statement? I show this statement wherever I go. And I must have shown it to thousands, maybe lakhs of people in Pakistan since I'm here. And I asked them, I said, do you agree with this or do you disagree with this? So far, not even a single person has disagreed with this. So read it loud. It says, remember before you utter a single word in a meeting. Meeting could be anything. Meeting could be a personal meeting, could be a business meeting, could be a job interview, could be a promotion interview, could be any meeting. Any meetings, doesn't matter what the purpose is. That says before you utter a single word, your clothing, your personality, your persona, your entire package, everything is spoken all about you, loudly. You haven't said a single word yet. This is called the first impression. And this also, in my sophisticated language, and I think I'm the expert on this, I know I'm an expert on this, is non-verbal communication. What are you saying non-verbally? You walk in. Brian Tracy, have you heard his name? Very, very popular guy, very, he's a big trainer with this. You should maybe Google him. And he says that you make the first impression the first 1/10 of a second. 1/10 of a second. You know how short that is? Just a glance, man. I just looked at it, you looked at me. By the way, it's a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. So in 1/10 of a second, and the rest like 29 and 9 seconds, because it takes about 30 seconds, you are just reconfirming what you saw. So let's dissect this. You may have never heard of this, what I'm going to tell you. I can guarantee you that. You may know a lot about clothing, but you don't know this aspect of clothing. How do we communicate? First impression, last impression, lasting impression. second. The very first thing, you may have never noticed this, or may not know this, what people look at you and they decide what social class do you belong to. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
We do that. We don't think about it, we just do it. So we say, okay, is this person I'm looking at, is she or he from affluent segment of the society? He or she is from the middle, upper middle, lower middle, lower middle, or for that matter, maybe from a village, okay? Of that matter, maybe from a very poor environment. We just look at a person, he or she walk in, and this is what we decide. Now, I'm not talking about philosophically, should we do it or should we not? Because, there could be a whole discussion there on this. So, but we do. Now, what's the point here? The point is not where we belong from. Because we have nothing to do where we belong from. We were born there. So the point is this, that do we look well-groomed? If we look well-groomed, let me show you this. You are on your way to success, whatever you want to achieve, because nobody's going to question it. Nobody's going to say, oh, what's his background, this, that, a little bit. Because once they start thinking about that, guess what? They are on a different tangent. They're on a different, path. They're not thinking about you then. They're not thinking about the quality. They're not thinking, they're stuck in this. So you have to unstuck them. And by doing what? You have to, look very well groomed. If you are very well groomed now, I've traveled all over the world, I'm an international guy, I can assure you, you can go to any situation and you can present your case, if you're selling a product, if you're selling the services, no matter what you're doing. So for job interview, yes, you must look well groomed. And well groomed means all the package, entire package, including your body language, including all the accessories. What if you're wearing, you are wearing a very nice outfit. What if you're wearing loud type of shoes? What are you wearing two-tone shoes? See that? I think like, hey, you look cool. What are you wearing a burgundy suit? How are all the colors? What are you wearing wrong socks? You're wearing very, very loud socks. Forget about it. What if you're wearing very loud makeup? What are you wearing something very, very loud? So remember, you gotta look well groomed and you gotta look right. The next thing, level of success. You must look successful. You must look. If you don't look successful, then what do you look? Anybody know the opposite of success? Unsuccessful. If you look unsuccessful, how far can you go in a job interview? Now you might say, look, I'm just coming out of the gates. What success do I have? You cannot say to me, man, coming to the interview, I am a very successful person. I would say, okay, so tell me about your successes, tell me about your accomplishments, tell me your achievement. You have none. You have none. But you know something? You have a lot of successes. You know why? You graduated from a very prestigious university here, DHA. So give it a big hand, DHA. And teachers like her and many other teachers that you and faculty members. But more importantly, you have built yourself with some, passion, so you can talk about your passion. Because you haven't got any track record yet. But can you talk about your passion? Sure, you can talk about your passion. And believe it or not, as an employer, I want to know your passion. And if your profession is your passion, guess what? You're way ahead of the game. Way ahead of the game. So, level of success. You must look successful. As soon as you walk in, same thing is even personal meetings. If a guy doesn't look successful, forget about him because, go to next. Okay. Level of confidence. The most important thing. If you don't look confident, what do you look? This is not enough. मेरी इंजीनियरिंग के लॉजिक टीचिंग करती है पर कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं है तो फिर नहीं कॉन्फिडेंट है I mean imagine you walk into an interview or you walk into a meeting or for that matter whatever you're doing or you walk into a personal meeting or whatever it is, you don't look confident. You are a confident person. How does he or she looks? He or she looks, he knows himself or herself. It's not arrogance. That's a totally different thing. We talked about arrogance. Arrogance you must avoid. But confidence, okay, you walk in and you are sure about yourself. You're sure about it. The way you walk in, you have a nice posture about yourself, you're standing straight, you're doing this, whatever, if you're sitting there, you have a nice posture, so you look confident. Now, I have done research, and my life has been total research for like 25 years. Confidence you get only by two things. Only two things. There's not a third thing. I have not found it yet. One is education, your knowledge. You have grip on the content. So as soon as you speak, you say, sir, allow me to speak. And then you can really make sense if you talk very succinctly, and you can prove that you really know the subject. So you get confident. Because if you don't know the subject, guess what? You can never be confident. Can you get on podium and you not be confident and then start speaking here? Forget about this. You're not speaking. And the other thing is how you look. If you look the part, if you look great, if you look right, about according to the situation, all that. I can prove it to you. The day you look good, and I'm sure that happens once in a while, not all the time. And guess what? Not the spouse, not the friend, not any family member. You know who will tell you the truth? Mirror. Mirror will tell you the truth. So you stand in front of the mirror, वो खिड़की वाला mirror नहीं है, छोटा mirror जिसमें से आंखें नजर आ रही हो, I look great. Full mirror, ठीक है? Top to bottom आप देख रहे हैं, back देख रहे हैं, अपनी shoe भी देख रहे हैं. You look in there, and you know something? Someday we look really good. He says, damn, I look good today. And we went to the mirror. And when we say that, guess what happens? The confidence shoots where? Through the roof. Not only that, if you're a short person, 5'6" or under, even you gain 2 inches height, you go like that. Wow. The shoulders are like this. That's the added benefit. So you must look. If you don't look confident, guess what you look? You look very nervous. Are you going to hire somebody who looks nervous? Ever? Okay. And the person looks very shaky. And the person is not sure about himself or herself. Would you deal with that person? Would you do a strategic alliance with them? If you're doing business with them, would you take him as a business partner? And say, no, you would not do that. So you must look confident. Education. Now this is a very mundane thing, a very, you might say, why brought him here? But the point is this, you are educated. MashaAllah. You have a degree very strong in your hand. You can go there, sir, I'm an educated person. But do you look educated? What if you look sloppy, messy, disheveled? You say, hey, this is me. Take it or leave it. Some people have this chip, they say, hey, it's me. I'm going to go there, I'm going to wear the hoodie, I'm going to wear a t-shirt, I'm going to wear jeans, I don't care what their culture is, I'm going to go there. I want them to hire me as I am. You're going to be looking for a lot of employees before you get hired. So anyway, you must look educated. Financial status. Now why I brought this in here? Very interesting. Financial status means that you must look financially stable. You may not have a penny in your pocket. It happens. Sometimes it happens to very rich people. All of a sudden there is some calamity, something happened, maybe there's sickness in the family, business went out, this, that, all bit. But never, ever, when you go in public environment, that could be a job interview, that could be a meeting, that could be anything, do not look poor. Do not look poor. If you look poor, let me tell you what will happen. People will treat you like poor people. And I am again a witness. I've traveled all over the world, most of the countries I've seen, and I tell you how people treat poor people. All over the world, not only Pakistan. Guess what we do? We dismiss poor people. We don't listen to them. We don't give them a chance to speak. We say, Baba, maaf karo. So, budget. You have the budget, you have got the education, you're invested, your parents have invested tons of money. So don't kind of take it lightly for job interviews. Oh, I have no money. Beg, borrow, steal, do whatever you want to do. Look good. I mean, just a phrase, I don't mean that. So financially stable, you must look. By the way, this is not only for job interviews, throughout your life. Never look poor. And the way you look, that's the way you'll be treated. I travel throughout the world. I mean, I go, and especially when I go to New York, I'm going to tell you a little story about myself. And I was, the plane stops at whatever the home country is, let's say Qatar or whatever, So he stopped at Qatar, so I'm at Qatar, I think it was Qatar Airline. So for United States flights, they tell all the passengers to embark and get out and exit, and then they recheck you again. So there's a whole big line. There are 350 passengers, big plane, 350 passengers standing there to recheck again. I was a 50th passenger, 50th on the line. And when the check-in started, there was a European lady standing there, and she looked at it, and then she looked at me, she said, "Come here." I said, "Me?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh my God, what happened? Why is she following me?" So I went there, I said, "Ma'am, you told me I'm here." She said, "Would you like to travel in first class?" I said, "Sure, if it's complimentary, if you can upgrade it without any charging me." She said, "That's why I called you." She said, "Give me your boarding card." So I gave her my boarding card, and then she took my boarding card, she stripped it off, and then she issued me another boarding card. She said, "Now you don't have to stand in line. This is the first class, and go there and enjoy the ride." So I knew why she selected me. I knew it, 100% knew why she selected me. But I still wanted to make sure. So I go over and say, "Man, there are 350 passengers there. Why did you select me?" You know what she said to me? She said, "I selected you because you look like a first class passenger." Now guess what I was wearing? I wasn't wearing like a three-piece suit or a tie and all that. I was wearing this one outfit that will work for you if you don't wear suits. That's the blazer, the navy blazer. For women also, the navy blazer will do a big magic there. Navy blazer. For women, you could have not very short, make it a little bit longer. You could do culturally right. You know, I'm not suggesting that you get very tight, this and that, all bit. And then I was wearing white shirt. Why white shirt? Because white shirt means, I'm going to tell you a little bit later, or maybe we don't have that much time, so I'm going to tell you right now. White shirt means, or white hijab, or white piping, white anything, white kameez. It says, I am trustworthy, I am credible, I am honest, I am pure, I am refined, I am polished, I am sober, I'm sophisticated. And also, आपको पता है कि जो peace का निशान है, you know, symbol of peace, जो उसका flag है, वो भी white है. और सबसे बड़ी ये कि हमारे नबी पाक सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का भी most favorite color क्या था? White. So I was wearing that, and I was wearing nice shoes, I was wearing nice socks, and she selected me out of curiosity. This is what is, people perceive you who you are, they're going to treat you who you are. So this is the biggest lesson that I can give you. Never forget that. And then it's the authority. You must show some authority. Why should I hire you? You look like a yo-yo. You look like, hey, you know, you're not sure about yourself. I think, what are we looking for? We're looking for leaders. We're not looking for employees. Remember, right? Because the company's going to invest a ton of money in you. This is another thing that you got to get out of your mind, that I'm doing you a favor, I'm coming and working for your company. You're not doing anybody a favor. Company is putting a lot of money on you, and they're going to put. So they want to make sure that you have authority. You are not a pushover. You are a leader type of person, and you're going to really pay them off on the long run. So you must show authority. Now you might say this, that what's the proof? Okay, I'm going to say, you have said all this about. So I will bring in another guy in here. He's the 8th guy of nonverbal communication. His name is Nouman Javed. On your own time, you can Google it now. He's the 8th guy. He's not here in this world, but his work is here. He was the MIT guy, Harvard guy, and all this. He did major research. Guess what he's saying? You're a sender, you're a receiver. You're a sender, you're a receiver. And you're giving a message, and then there's a code, and there's a context. And it's a very long PDF, but I'm going to show you. This is what he says, this is how you communicate. He goes more technical. You communicate with silhouette, line, cut, fit, color, condition, texture, hair, makeup. You communicate. In other words, you haven't said a single word, but all these things that you are making a big statement about yourself. And then if, I'm not going to go through everything, but look at the fit and what he says. He says, I don't know if you can read this. He says, if your clothes fit you upright, proper fit, customized fit, tailored fit, guess what? You look rich. So it's not the brand which makes you look rich. This guy, don't you think, he was not a naive guy. I mean, MIT guy, Harvard guy, did that study. Didn't he know that there was Armani out there? Didn't he know that there's a Gora, Ralph Lauren out there? Didn't know there's Versace out there? Didn't know that expensive clothing is out there, expensive? He did not say that. He did not say that. He said the fit. Fit is extremely important. So if your clothes fit you right, you look rich. If your clothes fit you poorly, shoulder यहाँ है, shoulder कोट का यहाँ, पेट यहाँ पे है, और shirt is busting out. You know, buttons खोल रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं. You know, I've seen heavy men. You know, maybe I can make fun of heavy men. You know, not girls. I know. So you have seen them. You know, tummies have a big tummy, and then you know the button is so tight because they're very slim fit. They say, "Oh, I want a slim fit." Slim fit is popular. And guess what? It looks like the button is going to pop any minute, and it looks horrible. So fit is paramount. What's the formula for dressing? 5P. Pigmentation, I covered this. The next is physique. We just talked about it. The clothes must fit you. This is another thing. If the clothes don't fit you, you're not going to look rich, you're going to look poor, and you know how poor people are treated. And then it's personality. You must wear clothes according to your personality. So if you are a flamboyant, if you want to be center stage, then you can wear a little bit more stylish clothes and all that. So let me show you some figures here. This is the color. Now these are the colors. You know, if you are a guy, even the girl, if you can incorporate those colors, these are my guys. Black suit, navy suit, gray suit. No other suit is necessary. White suit, white suit. Light color suit, light color. People ask me, can I wear white suit? I say, yes, just show you can wear white suit on a wedding on a beach. Or in a job, but not in a job. So these are the colors: white shirt, power ties. But because of, by the way, this is about physique. We have different physiques. You know that. Short man. Look at how goofy he looks in that. Like very. I think that's what I can come up with. Funny, goofy, and the right face he looks great. Again, same thing. Tall guy. Personality. Position. Okay. You must also wear clothes according to your position. So that's an example. You're an accountant, you're a banker, whatever you are, you must look close to your lawyer, whatever that is. That's a position you must look. Position also, you know what position you are in. You go into the job entry position. Don't wear clothes like a CEO of the company. You know, I told you that I saw the picture and you say, hey, you know, I'm going to go there, I'm going to look like a CEO. They might think you are not here to get a job, you are here to take over the company. That's another right posture. This is called also by it's called overdressing. Underdressing भी ठीक नहीं है, overdressing भी ठीक नहीं है. Right dressing भी ठीक है. Now, as a student, well, how you should look. This is my recipe for that. You must look smart because you are smart. You must look smart. If you say, I'm smart, तो बड़ा नहीं smart लगूंगा. इसका chip on his shoulder. वो कहता है इतनी बड़ी वो motif पहनूंगा, इतना बड़ा घोड़ा लगाऊंगा, इतना बड़ा करूंगा. So smart and then professional. You must look professional. And you must look competent, knowledgeable, and also attractive because you're young people. You know, hey, if you're not going to look attractive now, when are you going to look attractive? So that's the formula there. Now this is a very interesting part. I think you're going to love this. Attention versus distraction. Remember, clothes is to get attention, not distraction. You're not going to distract somebody, you're going to have attention. Look at these guys. Do you think they are getting attention or distraction? They are giving distraction. I mean, look at these colors. I mean, they may look good in this, but no, not professional. No. So forget about that. Oh my God, checks. हम तो लगा check वाला सूट पहनना, check वाला सूट नहीं होगा. If you look at them, don't you like, you know, feel dizzy? ऐसे में गिर जाऊँ. You cannot check below. अगर आप इंटरव्यू देने जाते हैं तो वो बता जो इंटरव्यू आपका ले रहा है तो वो तो आपकी चेक को देख के बाय यू आउट को भी मैंने आपको print job, print ये. On top of that, oh my God, all the embroidery. Embroidery coming out of the ears. Guess what you're doing? You're making a statement there. Look at my embroidery. Look at my print. But you know something? Seriously speaking, you have to shine. You have to shine. It's all about you. So when I get distracted, or when people who taking interview, I mean interviewing people, they all have eyes. They all have eyes. They're not blind, and you're not invisible. So print, forget about that. But if you're a lady, print. Oh my God! Look at the hideous combination. Terrible. So if you meet a guy like this, just write him off. Never trust this guy. Never. You know what? He has worked so hard trying to put combination. And then look at the combination. Look at that print. And then his color tie. And then he's got flower there. Oh my God. And then look at that casual shirt. He's putting a tie in there. It's terrible. It's hideous. It's hideous. So if you see a guy like that, run away. Run for the hills. Okay. Oh my God. Chains. Chains. People come to me, sir, do you have chains? I say, what? Also, you should also have a dog. I will give you a chain. Forget about it. Forget about this. And you know something, you see this. In weddings, you see this. You see the groom, you don't see the groom, you see a clown. By the way, never met a guy like that. Make sure, first talk to him, how are you going to dress on that day? Show me some pictures. You know? If he's going to look like that, forget about it. Oh, maybe for a rock star, you know. These are my boys. Guys, remember this. Take a mental picture of this. You look like this, people will take you seriously, they will respect you, they will listen to you. Even if they find out later that you have nothing to say, but still they will give you a chance. I hope you have something substantial to say. Oh girls, forget about this. Any print, take it out. Print is not going to help you. So these are all those prints. When I show it to this, and the boy says, what's wrong with it? They don't get it. They get it. Oh my God. Corporate lady like this, maybe for a folk dance. Never ever, I believe in, I've seen in Pakistan, I've seen girls wearing this, and I go to a lot of companies, and especially also job interviews, all this, you see this. Oh, this is it. So look at this. Never find yourself in this predicament. What's going on here? Lots and lots of colors. What statement are you given by this? By the way, when you wear a lot of lots and lots of colors, guess what? You're dividing yourself. So if you are 5 foot tall or 5'6", you are making yourself look half of it. Because the eye, the way the God has trained the eye, it crosses one color and then goes to the second color, then it goes to the third color, and then you will look short and short and short. And by the way, this is not professional dressing at all. Oh, embroidery. You know, I want to bring two women in your mind. I'm sure you know both of them. And you should know what their dressing was and what they're dressing, how they dress. One is Benazir Bhutto. I don't know, whatever your political philosophies, take it on the side and take a look at those pictures, what she is wearing. You will find them, or you will find her all the time wearing mostly solid colors, plain color. And I give you another instance. Hina Romano is another, very famous woman. She represented Pakistan gracefully and all that. And again, you see only solid colors, solid dupatta, solid colors, solid that. Now, these were very prominent women. I mean, they were in a very, very big position. And they did not miss the print. I mean, could they afford to buy print? I'm sure they could afford to buy print. And by the way, you can also Google it up. Look at all the important women in business, politics, in socially, you will see them wearing plain colors, solid colors. The reason is that when you wear solid colors, plain colors, attention is going to be on you, not on the clothing. And the attention must be on you because you have something to say, something substantial to say. So you go for job interview and you are like print, embroidery, and a lot of things going on here. You are distracting the people, and they're not going to be able to pay attention to you and listen to you. So avoid this. Now, here's another one. Doesn't she look graceful? Also look at the jewelry she's wearing. Also look how well she put together. Look at the dupatta, look at that, look how she's carrying herself. Okay, we remember she came here. That princess, how she elegantly dressed. Again, if you saw a little embroidery there, but done very discreetly and very, tasteful. Again, mostly solid colors. Useful there. White shirt. White shirt is your best friend, my friend. Don't think about blue, don't think about pink, don't think about, I'm talking about job interview, I'm talking about professional. And for women also, it's like a job. It could be your dress, and you could do a little trimming here, and you could, anything white close to your face. We talked about this. White means trust me, white means credible, white means, like I said, sophisticated, polished, refined. White means I'm pure, white means I'm honest. Now, you cannot put a sign up here, oh, I'm an honest guy, honest person. You cannot do that. You cannot go and walk in there, I'm an honest person, sir. I'm trustworthy, I'm credible. You cannot say that. The only medium you have is through your attire, through your clothing. You have to make that statement, by the way. You have to make that statement. So, white is your best friend. Remember that. I wish I had time that I can show you another clip on this, but we're going to move on. Dues of professional dressing. Your best other friend is the blue blazer. I talked about that. Blue blazer, if it's not suit, what are you going to wear? Men, also, what are you going to wear? You're not going to go there in shirt and pants. You're not a clerk. You're not an admin guy. What's wrong with shirt and pants? There's nothing wrong with shirt and pants. The problem is this, just like the prince. The problem is this, everybody's wearing print. The boss is wearing print, subordinate is wearing print, you're wearing print. When you go home, your maid is wearing print. And she's wearing, by the way, same print that you're wearing. So how do you distinguish? I mean, I'm not talking about arrogance, but you have to. So the same thing is that you have to look, professional, all this. The blue blazer, that is your best friend. And you can dress it up, you can dress it down. In other words, you put the tie on, you dress it up. So this is like for a job situation where you go, you think you might go for a IT company, you're a BBA, MBA student, whatever, you say, oh, they have a culture, very relaxed culture. I would submit to you, I would present to you, I would argue with you, do not go there wearing casual clothes. Do not go there. Even though it's a casual culture. I mean, I will not wear a three-piece suit there. I mean, obviously, because that's like too much. But I will definitely show respect. So I will wear a blazer. Maybe I will not wear a tie. I have an open collar shirt. I will wear a white shirt. I will not wear a pink shirt. I will not wear, even though that I have all those in my closet, I will not wear that. I will play safe. And then with that, I can wear some nice pair of pants. I could wear gray. I could wear charcoal gray. I could wear, whatever that goes with it. Either khaki color is very nice. I could do that. By the way, blazers are also very good to combine with all your dresses, sweaters and this and that. So once you get into this, it's also, again, this kind of look. I mean, it's all covered. Look at this. All skin is, not showing skin. By the way, girls, never show skin, even for guys. It's not like, in students, when do button khol lunga, chati ke baal dikhaunga, then macho lagunga. Then you look stupid. You don't look macho. So same thing is when you go for job interview, make sure, even if you're not wearing a tie, your button is not a top button, but your button is, buttoned up. And so this is the kind of look. Do's and don'ts. I mean, look at this. I mean, a t-shirt. What is this guy saying by the way, what himself? What is he saying?
Looks lazy. Looks lazy.
Look crazy. He looks like relaxed. He looks like it's picnic. Yes, it's a DH, it's a university. He comes dressed like this. What is he trying to say? He said, oh, it's so hot out there. Look at the guy over there. He comes with a dress shirt. He comes with a dress pant. He's nice. He's properly groomed, so when he's going for job interview, he already knows how to dress. Now, look at this. A hideous combination. Look at this on the left. If you see this guy, don't trust him. I mean, although he has put the combination colors together, look at the white. That's the combination you should wear. Light color shirt, and then you have a power tie with that. Oh, terrible. Now, what is this guy trying to say with all this motif here? Anybody takes a guess? If you guess? Man, Drew was helping. So what is this guy saying?
seems like he's been going to a party.
Yeah. So, it's and party also, I don't know what statements to make. So you want to wear shalwar kameez, that's the way to do it, nice, a waistcoat. You can wear a pocket square, and that's the way to dress it up. Now, Awami Nawaz hai hamara, we know that. But problem in Pakistan is Awami Nawaz ko sleeping suit bana दिया. वो कहता है इसी में सोऊंगा, इसी में उठूंगा, सुबह थोड़ा सा मुंह धोऊंगा. वो कहते हैं शेरों के मुंह तो हर वो धुले रहते हैं. वो धोऊंगा, उसके बाद थोड़ी सी फ्रेगरेंस इतर लगाऊंगा, and then I sit in the meeting, and then people say, sir, आप? मैं कहूँगा मैं तो सादा सा बंदा. That's how he doesn't call it. Look at the fit of this. So even you're wearing shalwar kameez, even you're wearing for a day, or even you're wearing if that's your, I tell you something, if you're a shalwar kameez type of guy, do not wear suits. Do not wear suits. Because the moment you will wear suit, believe it or not, you don't know how to walk. I can assure you. And people will know that. If you're going for a job interview, you're a shalwar kameez guy, you go there, hey, today I'm going to wear a three-piece suit. Believe it or not, you're not going to know how. And people will notice that, all the walk is going to go, your steps are going to go this way or that way. But look at the fit. Excellent fit. Treat your shalwar kameez just like you treat your suits, two-piece suits, three-piece suits. Don't discriminate against it. Wear it like Qaidi Arab. How you used to wear shalwar kameez. Now there are two ways to dress it up. Either you wear it with a blazer or you wear it with a waistcoat. Never wear shalwar kameez without that. Guess what you're going to look? You're going to look an ordinary person. You're not an ordinary person. You're very unique. You're a very special person. I mean, nothing wrong in looking an ordinary person, but you're not an ordinary person. So dress it up with waistcoat or with coat. A lot of people don't know this. Which button to wear. By the way, ladies, girls, same thing. Your brothers can come. How do I look? Okay, this is how I look. This. So you're going to say, no. You just wear the top. Let me show the top button. So if you're wearing two-button coat, if you're standing, you could just leave it like open, or you could wear the top button. Guys, always remember this. 80% Pakistan is this. So if I'm a fashion police, I'll give citation. I'll make tons of money here. So that's the rule there. Shoes, oh my God. If your shoes look like this, forget, you should be shot in public. Terrible. How much money does it take for to buy shiner? कितने पैसे लगते हैं, sir? Up in the middle.
250 रुपए.
Huh?
50 rupees.
50 rupees. Okay, so I'll go up by 100 rupees. Acha, when a student comes like this, I ask them, I said, sir, what's wrong with your shoes? वो क्या कहता है, sir, bike पे आया हूँ. आप तो अमेरिका से आए हैं. आपको क्या पता बाहर डस्ट कितनी है? तो मैं पता ही कहता हूँ. मैं कहता हूँ, बाइक को साफ करते हो? हाँ सर, बाइक को साफ करते हो. मैं कैसे साफ करता हूँ? So मेरे पास एक छोटा सा piece of cloth है. मैं तो उसी को use करता हूँ. You have no reason, there's no justification to have shoes like this. And I've seen so many. And the shoes, the right shoes are those Oxford shoes. They must put polish. So have like shiner at home, have a shiner at your workplace, wherever you go, have a shiner, so you have no suit. Never show skin. Never show skin. If you're sitting there for guys, always pencil right. Doing patting it, pen right here. And that's a terrible thing here. Uska easy solution क्या है? You take the socks, buy them a little bit longer. And then when you see it, you cross your leg. But I have seen very people in high profile. I've seen people with Imran Khan sitting in a palace, and I've seen, I'm not going to name names because they're not going to like me if I ever say that. So that's the look right there, socks. Length of the tie, which I already demonstrated before, it should be right touching the middle of the belt, right here at the bottom. If it's up here, it's too short. If it's too long, you must, and also the width of the tie must be right. I've seen people, very accomplished people on TV, and they think they're talking about Naya Pakistan, they're talking about state of the art, they're talking about this, and guess what? They're wearing big tie, 4.5 inch, 3 and like a bill. 15, consumed, so always consuming the whole entire chest. I cannot go past that, I cannot pay attention, I'm not listening to that guy anymore. वो कहता है state of the art, मैं कहता हूँ state of the art my foot. State of the art, तुम क्यों नहीं state of the art? You must look state of the art if you're talking about it. You are state of the art because you're getting state of the art education here. Right or wrong? You're getting state of the art education. You are not being taught here in antiquated old methodology. Thank God for DHA is giving you top-notch education. So you're going to look current, you're going to look, I'm not saying nothing trendy or fashionable, but you must look classic, you must look elegant, you must look updated, you must look classic. So आजकल टाई की जो है, and you know, when I say current means what's happening today. So टाई की जो आजकल width है वो चल रही है about 2.5 inch, 2.5 inch, 2 3/4 inch. More than that, believe it or not. And you may be wearing the most expensive suit, and if you come across me or people like, there are a lot of people like me, believe it or not, they know it. And they're going to say, hey, you know, this guy is wearing old type of tie. And also, by the way, it has another relationship than our lapel. आपका lapel कितना चौड़ा है? अगर ये बहुत चौड़ा है तो आपने बहुत thin सी tie पहनी है, believe it or not, it's not going to work. Proportion is the key. Remember that. Or you are a very big guy. You are a 48 chest or 50 chest. God bless you. If you're like that. So you're a big guy, and you're wearing very tiny, very thin tie. It's going to look hideous on you. It's going to look terrible on you. So that's other those promises. You must remember that. There are only 4 types of ties you should wear, and if you have any other tie in your closet, burn it. There's no use for it. Let me tell you those power ties. Number 1 is the ties which are like look at this. These are the dots on this polka type of this. They look absolutely gorgeous. Solid ties, they absolutely look gorgeous. Very easy to combine solid ties, by the way. Shirt with it. It's very easy. When you have very complicated ties, very difficult to combine it. There's so many colors are going there. And especially a white tie which has those Minnie Mouse on it, or Mickey Mouse on it, Mickey Mouse on it, or any kind of animal prints, or any kind of baseball bat, or golf those gadgets there. Because you are making a statement different than what you should be making. So these are the ties, and then the red tie. This is a very, very famous tie here. You know, it goes like this. These are 4 ties. Polka dot, solid, textured, and then the red tie, REP red tie. That's called red tie, REP red tie. You should know what they call it. And you will look absolutely great. Belt. Never wear a belt like this, oh my God. I mean, this is too casual. This is like too, I don't care what outfit you're wearing. Maybe if you're wearing this with a cowboy hat, you know, maybe it goes with that. But other than that, this is a belt. This is the sock. Now, dress belt. If you're wearing dress suits, I mean, I'm talking about suit, dress belt. Dress belt must be about 1 1/4 inch wide. And then the buckle, like I said, it should have no logo on it. No logo, no Gucci, Versace, Ralph Lauren, Bora, nothing. It's a fake. You know Gucci, by the way, Gucci belt or Versace belt, how much it costs, by the way, real?
1,000, 15,000.
2000.
There you go. Now, ये बंदा सदन में गया वहाँ से 150 रुपए की ब्रांड लेके आया, 2 रुपए जाके showing, you know, I'm wearing my brand. You're wearing my brand. Okay. Now these are various styles you should have. Socks. Never wear socks like this. You know, people say, oh, I'm making a statement with the socks. I said, what? I'm making a statement. Why don't you make a statement with your personality, with who you are, with your knowledge, whatever. And never make a statement like that. So basically what you wear is solid color socks. And look at that, how long they are. I mean, you will never show skin. Skin का रोल ये है कि सिर्फ आपने face की skin दिखानी है और हाथ. That's it. If skin is showing any place else, believe it or not, it's not going to work for you. It's going to work against you. I can promise you. And I'm an international guy. Even in New York, it's not going to work for you. Must have a nice haircut. Without a nice haircut, believe it or not, you can have a beautiful dress, whatever you're wearing. It's not going to work for the women also. If you're wearing a polo shirt will be a nice polo shirt. Again, 150 रुपए की 200 रुपए की सेल पे मत लें, क्योंकि पता क्या होगा, कॉलर से फ्लिप कर देंगे, आप उसे धोएंगे तो it will sag or it will just shrink and whatever. It will look terrible. It will look horrible. Never ever buy cheap things. It's not going to work. Buy less. T-shirt में देखें कोई घोड़ा नजर आ रहा है यहाँ पर? Any घोड़ा? This is what I see in all the university and colleges. I asked the guy, I said, why are you wearing this? That's what he said. Nothing else. He has nothing to say. Sweater, अच्छे sweater मस्त करना कि sweater time है. Have a nice V-neck, crew neck. तीन कलर बता देता हूँ आपको. Blue color, navy, gray, and black. You don't need any other sweater. And for that way, cashmere sweater if you can afford it. For the rest of your life. Some haircut for women, some hijab, you know. You don't have to look like very, you know, kind of like, you can look very still updated, stylish and all this with hijab. There are certain ways to wear hijab. The burqa, we talked about that. Jewelry. Minimal jewelry, girls. Minimal. Nothing hanging here, nothing ethnic, nothing party, nothing this. No attention here, absolutely none. And the women I showed you, believe it or not, look at their jewelry. And women all over the world look at their jewelry. Very minimal and very discreet, very, I would say, sophisticated, that's the right word. New York style. Very, very discreet. You don't want any attention on jewelry. All these different examples of jewelry. And you should have a grooming kit. Men and women also for women. What if nail breaks? What are you going to do? You're not going to have a meeting like this. You know? Nail breaks. So you should have a grooming kit. You could go nicely into the, you know, washroom or whatever and change it and fix it. Now I know you may not want to hear this, but I must show you the hygiene. In corporate environment or even personal professional environment, if your hygiene is not right, let me tell you this, nobody cares how educated you are or where you are from educated. Actually, if they know what university you're educated from, you'll give them a bad name. So, have you seen guys like this? Always, in summer. Now he asked this guy, you know what he said? Oh, Pakistan hai, Garmi hai, what do you expect? So, you know, it's like, I'm sweating. $200 वाला solution बताता हूँ. वो क्या है? Undershirt, wear undershirt, my friend. Undershirt. Undershirt वो पहलवानों वाली नहीं, you know, बाजू वाली. Because what happens is that the perspiration will all be absorbed in there, and the added benefit is this: your fabric will last longer, the shirt will last longer, and you get more benefit, you get more mileage out of it. Because the perspiration eats away the fabric and the color. So that's the solution here. If you're in this predicament, I don't want to say much about that. You just see the picture. It tells the whole story. Never find yourself in this predicament. Never find yourself in this predicament either. Easy solutions. You know, I asked a guy, you know, after he became very friendly with me, he was talking this and that. I'm not going to name the university. So I felt something, I sensed something, so I said, yeah, Basu, shower lete ho? Sir, haan, shower zarur leta hu. Sir, weekly ek baar zarur nahata hu. Terrible! Deodorant, my friends, deodorant, for men and women both. You know, this is one item that I would say invest in it. You know, get something really good, you know, which lasts for 24 hours at least, and keep yourself dry. You know, this is a major investment you can make in your hygiene. This is my favorite. Perfume लगाना चाहिए कि नहीं लगाना चाहिए? I always say लगाना चाहिए, लेकिन नहाना नहीं चाहिए. Don't kill people with this. और पाकिस्तान में प्रॉब्लम क्या है? बल्कि दुनिया में कई जगह पे ऐसे है. यहाँ 80% 70% लोग perfume कैसे लगाते हैं? Let me give you a small demo. This is the perfume bottle. They take it, they go shh. तो कहाँ लग रही है सारी? सारी लग रही है कपड़ों को. That's not good. Actually, what you're doing is you're putting it on clothes, and then they get sweaty, and they get thin. The hydro smell is even worse. You know? So what you do is you take the bottle and spray it like, you know, a couple of sprays here, and then you go and do the. That's what you need. And if you're going to freshen up with this, if you're in an office place or whatever, have it all with you, and maybe you can freshen up every few hours if you need it. Easy solution. easy mint, you know, by the way, this is not a big thing. You know, when we speak, our mouth gets dry. And when it gets dry, you know, it's not fresh anymore. So all these little things will help. Now my final message to you. Are you going to consider clothes as expense or an investment? अगर आप expense समझेंगे तो let me tell you, you're going to go for sale. Everybody goes for sale. He says, oh, you know, I'm going to, you know, this guy bought he bought 5 shirts, I'm going to buy 10 shirts. Whether they're the right color, whether they're the right size, we make huge mistakes. So paradigm shift is this, that you're going to think it's an investment. And it's an investment whether it's the outfit, whether it's the garment, whether it's the accessory, whether it's the hijab, whether it's a tie. You're not going to you're not going to buy anything until that fits into those 5 pieces of dressing. Color right होना चाहिए, पहला बात. आपकी feet पे fit होना चाहिए, second thing. And the third thing is it must suit your personality. And the fourth, it should be according to your position, whatever your position is. And then it must resonate with your profession. If they do not fit into these, this litmus test, do not buy it. Do not buy it. So investment will happen. Now this is a capsule wardrobe idea. You know, is this that if you have everything the right colors, you know, you come out with your wardrobe, and they fit you properly, and then this is according to your position and personality and all that, then everything is going to go with everything. So it's mix and match. That's the idea here. And you can have tons of the best dressed man ever in our history of Pakistan. We know him. I'll tell you a story about this. When I read that, it brought tears into my eyes. And that's how I'm going to leave you with that. You know, he was, when he was 3 days away from dying, he was requested to attend a meeting. And he couldn't even get up. He could not get up. And he was requested that please, it's a very, very important meeting, what we'd like you to be in. And you don't have to change your clothes. You can just go like this, no problem. We understand this. And he said, no, he said, I will attend the meeting, but I will change my clothes. And he got up. He had no strength left in him. And he dressed up. He went for the meeting the way he looks. So my question to you is, what's our excuse? What's our excuse for not dressing up in the morning? You know, I was in another institution yesterday, and the madam over there, the madam principal, she said to me, she said, Hamid Saeed, आपकी सारी बातें ठीक हैं, लेकिन मूड भी तो होता है ना बंदे का, जिस दिन मूड नहीं हो, तो मैंने मैम को इसको इस पर, तो मैम, you may have a point here, but let me tell you, he did not care about the mood, he did not care about his predicament, he didn't care about the situation. So every day you dress up from now on. एक तो ब्रांड को सोचना है. Do I look like a brand? आपने कहा ना ब्रांड हो तो फिर उसके बाद आप बैक ऑफ कर देंगे. मैं ब्रांड नहीं. तो consistent लगते नहीं हैं, आप प्रोफेशनल लगते नहीं हैं. Always think about this, who you gonna meet. Right now your meeting is gonna be maybe with the faculty member, maybe with the professor, maybe with the dean, maybe with the pro chancellor, maybe with the chancellor. So think about, give them respect. Give them respect. Don't comment like, just, got out of the bed and say. So think about who you're going to meet. Think about the image you want to project. Think about what image that they want to see you in, so that you can have an effective meeting. It's all about the effectiveness. It's not about your comfort. It's about the career that you're investing in. And for the girls, I'm sure that you have done a lot of work to get in. Maybe sometimes there was a, family didn't want it, this, that, or that, but you have struggled and you've come up to this point. Never, ever, ever, go with poor appearance. You must look right, you must look the part. And with that, if there are any questions, we take about 5 minutes because I know we plan to way out further in what the time is allocated to me. Any questions? अगर कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है तो फिर मैं समझूंगा कि मेरी जो प्रेजेंटेशन थी बड़ी comprehensive थी. You have no question, but don't be, don't feel shy. If you have any questions, just raise your hand. Should we call it a day? Yes, sir.
Sir, let me ask a question. Our I've been watching that even at the senior level, both in army and in the civilian part also, people have started putting on the red shoes with dark blue colors. Red shoes, red color. Red means like
burgundy or something.
brown.
Brown.
So is this been an addition to the formal thing, or is there something new coming up? Because the way I was trained, it was never like this.
Yeah, in the army, I know. Sir, there is, some place it would make sense. I'm not talking about burgundy red, but brown, if we're talking about brown. Now, the way the color works, especially in Texas, if we're talking about the belt and shoe, if you're wearing a tannish type of pant, you're wearing a brown pant, or you're wearing khaki pant, then I would say that don't wear black shoes with this, because black shoes are not going to go with this. Because there's a palette, how it works. And the idea of this over here is this, that your shoes must match the color of your belt, and the belt must match the color of your shoes. And then the color of shoes must match or be closer to the trouser, the pants you're wearing. So let's say, for example, which is happy color is very common, brown color is nowadays very common. Let's say you're wearing a blue blazer and you're wearing those, I would say tannish pants. So the tannish pant is not going to go very nice with black. So that goes very nicely. And the brown has to be the right brown, it's not like very flashy brown, it's not very shiny brown. The brown has to be right, try to match with the right, so that's the only, but sometimes we talk about style, like for example, a guy who wants to look very stylish, and let's say he's in the media business, in the show business, he want to wear a navy suit with the dark brown shoes. Very, very trendy look, very trendy. But that look is shown in G2 magazine and all this. So yeah, if you are that type of guy and you have that type of work, maybe it could work. So some things have changed quite a bit. I was talking to some people in the army the other day. A couple of things while you mentioned this on the top of my head. One is that the old doctrine is that wear lighter color clothes during the daytime and wear darker color during the night. Just like a 200-year-old doctrine. I'm told that that's how it is. But my argument is this, that it's all about meetings. When you're wearing clothes, whatever you're wearing, it's all about meetings. And the meeting state is during the daytime, most of the time. So you gotta look strong, you gotta look solid, reliable, and the darker colors project that authority and all this. So lighter colors do not project authority. So my argument is this, that you should go for darker colors together with the lighter colors. And the proof is this, that the most powerful people in the world, they're the G7 presidents of the world. I mean, we have never seen them, never ever, man or woman doesn't matter, you will see them light colors. You take a picture of the last 10 years, and you will see darker suit, white shirt, and very, very. By the way, I always ask that, people say, oh, you are always promoting white shirt, don't you? You probably have a lot of white shirts you want to sell. I said, no, I'm not selling anything. But if we look at them, they have been wearing white shirts every year. Now, obviously it's not a club, it's not, Putin called Biden and say, what are you going to wear tomorrow? In the meeting, I'm going to wear white, I'm going to also wear white shirt. Because white shirt means trustworthy, white shirt means incredible. Their canvas is very big, they're talking to the whole world, they're not talking to just themselves. When we talk about foreign policy and all this, in your class, you want to invite me. And we'll talk about that, the images that you want to create there. So they are all in the darker suit, they're always in the power tie. They will never wear any paisleys, they don't wear any flowery tie. Those are the power tie that which I just went through. And then they're wearing nice shoes, the Oxford shoes. They'll never wear them any shape, any other kind of shoes, or lace-up shoes, And a nice belt, nicely tailored, beautifully fitted. And that's the look. Man or woman doesn't matter. We look at Harris now, who is the Vice President of the United States. Look at that, what kind of suit she's wearing, and what kind of, she's still again looks the part. So it has a lot to do with that. And the other myth is this, that seasons, what am I going to wear in winter? What am I going to wear in, let's say, summer? So let's say your interview is in summer. So are you going to go in shorts? Are you going to go in chinos? Are you going to wear a t-shirt because it's hot? No. You're going to give respect. You're going to give proper respect. And the answer to this कि बाहर बड़ी गर्मी है आप तो पाकिस्तान अमेरिका से आए हैं बड़े ठंडे मुल्क से हैं आपके बात कर रहे हैं तो मैं कहता हूँ ये बात सुने आपने धूप में बैठ के मीटिंग करनी है I mean you know wherever you go sir there is air conditioning so I mean I would say this they don't mock with wearing a suit I mean obviously that would be stupid so you carry it you know God is giving you you know we can think like so those are the things so I would say no use of light colors no use. You are heavyweight people. Never look lightweight. If you look lightweight, world is going to treat you lightweight.
What about this misconception or conception that during the winters you put on the dark colors and then
Yeah, that's exactly what I just said. You know, winter or so winter is no because my job is it's all about professionalism. You know, so you have a meeting, you will have a status, you have a position. So it doesn't matter. That's why I gave you that example. Those are all 10 or 12, the G7 presidents. I mean, they have meetings during the summer, they have meetings even when they are in their Camp David and all that, see the colors they are wearing and all that. So I will submit this that, it's about, but when you are, on your own, you are going for like whatever, you have a party in your backyard, you're inviting friends, you put a party, this and that, by all means do whatever the heck you want. But, when it comes to like your what you do and your profession and your serious meetings and all this, I would say don't play with it. Do not play with it. I think it's going to work against you.
So with these words, I would like to thank you. The tips because these are really very useful tips for the students as well. These are the students of professional development and also they are about to be graduate. So inshallah with your tips they will be successful in their personal as well as professional life. With this note I would like to invite our Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Hamid Saeed to class.
Tehseen and students assembly. मैंने गाना तो नहीं गाना लेकिन apologize for my bad throat. When I was getting ready in the morning, I remembered that you were coming. But the only short piece I had of this color.
By the way, it looks fantastic.
अपनी मिसेस से कहा मैंने कहा ना ड्रेस के ऊपर आज एक लेक्चर होना है और मैं बड़ा तो शेबली ड्रेस हो गया. She looked all more wardrobe लेकिन जो एक डार्क ब्लू शर्ट थी वो मेरे बैठने में उसको स्टिच करते हुए This colored dress, right? Especially for me, not for you, for me. To be here, though I tried to make up the gap by putting on the newly stitched blazer, but still it's not just to put on when you're coming here on the rostrum and talking in presence of Hamid Saeed. One thing. उर्दू में कहते हैं कि खाओ मन भाता और पहनो जग भाता मीन्स कि जो अच्छा जितनी हम सब ने बात की है ये सारी फॉर्मल एक्टिविटीज के लिए when you are here when you are learning आप बिल्कुल मेरी एज के या हामिद साहब की एज दो भी नॉट दैट लेकिन उस तरह के कपड़े आप कहेंगे बिल्कुल आपने सादा पहनना है और उसमें करके बट स्टिल I tell you, dress matters a lot. I've been interviewing मैंने शक्ल में जिक्र किया था किसी फोरम के ऊपर PMA cadets के लिए मैं इंटरव्यू कर रहा था बीइंग ब्रिगेडियर one of the selection centers. तो जो बच्चा अंदर दाखिल होता था इंटरव्यू के लिए after clearing the initial test and physical test and everything, जिसके बाल अच्छे बने होते थे और जो अच्छा ड्रेसअप होता था, तो मेरे दिल में उसके लिए नरम गोशा वैसी आए, ना सिर्फ मेरे बल्कि जितने वहाँ बोर्ड में मेंबर्स होते थे उन सब के दिलों में एक नरम गोशा +10 से +20 शुरू करता था. वो चीख के जब तक नहीं कहता था कि नहीं मैं अच्छा नहीं हूँ, मैं उसको रिकमेंड करने के लिए पहले एक स्टार लगा चुका होता था बिफोर आस्किंग और इनिशिएटिंग द क्वेश्चंस. आपका ड्रेस बहुत 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 मैटर करता है. ये जो हम सब क्या थे कि जो अपने कॉम्बिनेशंस करने या जो आपने टाइज लगानी, शर्ट आपकी वाइट द बेस्ट फिट, देयर इज नो सेकंड थॉट अबाउट इट. The lecture which we are delivering here at this particular moment, this was one of the lecture of 2nd April 1986 when I was of not your age, even 4-5 साल आपसे भी शायद छोटा था, I was 16 then, और हम PMA में गए थे। तो पहले दिन का जो लेक्चर जो था ओरिएंटेशन के बाद कि ये PMA है, ये है, ये फलाना है, इस तरह करके, उसमें ड्रेस का लेक्चर और हमारी किट में जो हमें उन्होंने कपड़े इशू किए थे वो लाइट ग्रे जो सिल्वर कलर पैंट, डार्क ग्रे, मेटालिक ग्रे जिसे कहते हैं वो पैंट एंड 6 वाइट शर्ट्स और उसके साथ PMA की टैग और जो शूज़ थे वो ऑक्सफोर्ड थे, जो स्लीपर्स थे वो भी बाथरूम स्लीपर वो ऑक्सफोर्ड स्टाइल के जिसके आगे टो हुआ करती थी, पीछे से ओपन हुआ करती। 1 गाउन, without that gown we were never allowed to be out of our room, even going to washroom, community washroom हुआ करता था। तो बहुत अच्छे बात PMA के अंदर भी बन गया, मैं जब पढ़ा रहा था हर चीज़ की एक नॉर्म है, एक कस्टम है। ड्रेस इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग, ट्रस्ट मी, नेवर risk with your dress also. I just would like to know, I'd like to narrate. I was in PMA again, और PM जैसे मैंने कहा कि ड्रेस के ऊपर बहुत ज़्यादा बातचीत होती थी, बाद में मैसेज के ऊपर मैं बैठने वाज नॉट देयर, तो मैंने टाई इस्त्री करना था और एक ही टाई ऐसे होते हैं फॉर्मल टाई थी और मैंने उसको जैसे ही उसके ऊपर रखा वो यहाँ से आधी कट गई, वो चिपक गई उसके साथ। अब मैं समझ नहीं आ रही थी, वो ऑफिसर सारे भागे जा रहे थे जो कैडेट्स हम लोग, और मेरे पास वही टाइप थी और मैंने उसको हमारा वो डबल प्रेस मिलता था उसको तो जो यहाँ तक क्लोज कर तो वो टाइप जो मेरी जली इंस्टेंट कि मैं साथ कैफेटेरिया से या वो कैंटीन से मैं टाइप खरीदता मैंने कहा चलते हैं इसी के साथ में दौड़ के पहुँचने लेट हो रहे एंड आई जस्ट बटन अप और टाइप मेरी यहाँ से कटी हुई थी and I went in the auditorium. Engel Hall उसको कहते हैं, PMA camp. Lecture was going on and somehow the other light went. The electricity was not there and we were allowed to move our places. And I go, okay, cadets, you can move your places. And I was a single one standing, sitting in that. और उसमें मुझे कहा, मेरे साथ वो the lecture. I said, you cadet, what's your name? And you can also move your places. I was doing like and whenever I had to तुम्हें क्या प्रॉब्लम है वो सारी क्लास जो 300 कैडेट्स थे उन्हें का देखना शुरू हो and I was asking just move it और जब मैंने वो बटन खोला तो it was all drama there और उसके बाद मुझे बटालियन कमांडर वार्निंग मिली और बदनामी अलग और सब अभी भी कोर्स में मुझे कहते हैं अधी चाहिए तो वो कभी भी अपनी ड्रेस के साथ रिस्क मत करें, कभी भी जूते का आपका वो स्ट्रैप बेटियाँ पहनती हैं अगर वो लूज हो रहा है डोंट टेक अ रिस्क, अदरवाइज या हील हिल रही है डोंट टेक अ रिस्क, अदरवाइज यू हैव टू नो बिहेव द सेम वे जैसे मच्छर के बाद से जूतियाँ चोरी हो जाए पैदल चलना। तो ड्रेस इज द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट, हमेशा याद रखें। फॉर्मल इंटरव्यू के लिए जब भी आप कॉर्पोरेट में जाएं do not put on my daughter's choice रंगोली, वो plenty of colors उसके अंदर होते हैं और वो पहन के वो अभी यूनिवर्सिटी में भी आ रही होती है ऐसी वो मेरी हमेशा क्लास गाड़ी में से लड़ाई होती है ड्रेस भी पकड़नी। ये भी याद रखें हर ड्रेस हर एक के ऊपर नहीं अच्छा लगता, ये जो आप शुरुआत में कह रहे थे कि बड़ी अच्छी होनी चाहिए मेरी तरह के जो मोटे हैं वेट जिनका ज़्यादा नहीं चला all the more reason to be
वो इसलिए पहनते हैं ना कि everything hides in there.
Right. अब वो मेरा बेटा जो है कप्तान साहब वो slim fit उसको खरीदने का शौक। अब slim fit क्यों मुझे उसके कर्व्स नजर आते हैं बॉडी। I wish I could also be a slim fit shirts or slim fit trousers. I cannot. ये जो बच्चों ने भी जॉगर्स के साथ तो उसके ऊपर जुराब नजर ही नहीं आ रही थी वो पहन के जो कहा कि स्किन नजर नहीं आनी चाहिए, दिस इज द मोस्ट मैंडेटरी थिंग। जितना आप कवर्ड रहोगे, जितने बड़े बड़े लोग आपने देखे हैं जो हम तस्वीरों में आपको दिखाए हैं वो सारे के सारे वो रंगोली ड्रेस वाले नहीं थे, वो फॉर्मल ड्रेस वाले। लेकिन मैं ये भी नहीं कह रहा कि आप बच्चियाँ अभी नहीं पहनेंगे इस एज के अंदर, तो फिर कब पहनेंगे। I graduated from Qasim Ali Shah यूनिवर्सिटी, काफ़ी डिफिकल्ट भी है अच्छी। मैं उन्हें ऐसी पैंट कोट टाई पहन के जा रहा था एंड अ टाइम केम व्हेन आई आल्सो मैं उनके रंग में रंगा गया और मैंने ये रेड टी शर्ट्स खरीदना शुरू कर और soon I was told by my officials but you best we put it on the university they were watching me कि मैं क्या बिहेव कर रहा हूँ तो लिहाजा ड्रेस बच्चों बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करता है आप अंग्रेज़ी जो भी बोलेंगे इंटरव्यूज़ के अंदर या किसी भी फोरम के ऊपर जाके देयर इज सेपरेट स्टोरी लेकिन आपको यहाँ पे अच्छा खड़ा होना बहुत ज़रूरी है आपने देखा कंपल्सरी मैं टाइयाँ लगा के खड़ा होता हूँ यहाँ पे आने की मेरी गर्दन फंस रही होती है और जनरली मैं इतना कंफर्टेबल फील नहीं कर रहा था अपने ऑफिस के अंदर बहुत काम करना लेकिन तुम लोगों को दिखाने के लिए मुझे पहनना पड़ता है एंड मजबूरी है आप मजबूरी कह रहे कंपल्शन है मेरी जॉब की रिक्वायरमेंट है कि मैं कैजुअल ड्रेस पहन के आऊँगा जो जुमे वाले दिन मैं पहनता हूँ बात नहीं बनी सेम दोस्त हुई हमने तो अपनी फीट देख के अब ट्रफ की तरफ पहुँच जा रहे हैं निचली तरफ आप लोगों ने भी और ऊपर जाना तो लिहाजा अपने ड्रेस को बहुत ज़्यादा कॉन्सेंट्रेट करके इस सेशन की थोड़ा सा बड़ा करते तो ज़्यादा मुनासिब रहता है मुझे कभी
एग्जैक्टली सर
तो नेक्स्ट ईयर करेंगे DHS सिटी में आपको इन्वाइट करेंगे
इंशाल्लाह सर
तो सर तो मैं this will remind you that you were here with us. Thank you very much.
So let's have a group picture.
Yes, definitely.
Everyone please join us.
आज को तस्वीर एक छोटी सी बना
आगे आते हैं।
थोड़े आगे आते हैं
आगे आते हैं।
आप आज बता रहे कोई नहीं ड्रेस सेक्शन
First of all, very happy.
लाइटिंग
रेडी थैंक यू